Hello. Welcome to October 1st. I don't know what happened to September, but all of a sudden it was just gone. So I hope we're having a good night tonight. Got my little book where I'll be recording what we're going to work on. Would you believe tonight is show number 181? So that's sort of cool. So how's everybody? I've got a few people that have said hello. I've got Harmonious and Serene Mila. So that's pretty cool. So in about, what time is it? In about 4 minutes, we will start with our first healing pulse. If you're not familiar with healing pulses, it is a form of energy and it's my creation. And the nice thing about it is it goes to where you direct the energy to go. So that's sort of fun. So some people experience amazing things. Some people don't, but it's like anything. Not everything works for everyone. Oh, and there's Angel Knight and Susie from Florida. Welcome. So good to see people. Oh, and there's Angel Knight and Baha. Hey, Baha. So my little dogs are sleeping. I had a healing session tonight, and it used to be, because normally I do things like the emotion code and other things during the main part of the session, and then at the end we do energy work. And it used to be little Duncan, my little orange dude, would come up and sit between my hands, because this was a distance session through Zoom, and he would come and sit right, my hands would be up like this and he'd be right in the middle. But he hasn't done that in a long time. And now today, Dexter, who typically is not really into energy work, came up to check on us. So that was cool. But must have been really something, because it knocked them out. So we'll see if they get up or not. I'm sure they'll get up at least once to bark so that you can hear that they're here. But so we're going to start our first healing pulse in about a minute. So with the healing pulse, it is really fabulous for physical things. But if you have emotional things going on or anxiety, it is also helpful for that. With the emotional things, I want you to think about, where do you feel it? So like, say you have some anger going on. Where do you feel the anger? What part of your body? Well, there's Marina. Welcome, Marina. And so I think we're going to get started. So with this, you will receive my healing energy, but you also receive your own, because I fully believe that we all have the potential to be healers. Part of it is just a matter of if you have the interest, and then if you do, if you are going to practice and strengthen your energies. So it's 10 after. Let's rub our hands together, get that energy flowing, and I want you to place your hands exactly where you want to feel the energy. Now, if you don't really have a physical place, or you don't really have any emotions that you're working on, I suggest either sending it to your heart or your head. Every once in a while, somebody will send to the third eye, and that's sort of fun too. So place your hands, and then imagine my hands are on yours. And the most important part is just allow the energy to flow. With each breath in, you are allowing the energy to go a little deeper. With each breath out, you are releasing. Sometimes you're releasing something that's yours. Sometimes it's not even yours, but you've picked it up usually because of some type of close relationship or sometimes a traumatic event. So just imagine breathing in and going deeper, breathing out and releasing, and just open and allowing. Just allow. Breathe that in. Oh, there goes one little doggy. And out. In and out. Okay, that was our first healing pulse of the night. So let me know how you're doing with the healing pulse. I'm going to go through. If you have something that you would like to work on, please put it in the comments. I've noticed, I think there's at least someone. Okay, so Angel Night, throat and sinus. And so she'll be the first one that we work on tonight. Just seeing if there's anyone else that is posted. Nancy. Psoriasis. Glad you spelled that. I don't think I could spell that without looking it up, Nancy. All right, harmonious. Financial stability. With a focus on income. Okay. All right, serene hypothyroidism. DGZ, foot and toe. Vaha, lower back and liver. Oh, Susan, ouch. All right, so Susan. Fractured right humerus. That doesn't sound very funny though, does it? So shoulder area. Christina. Cellulitis. Heart, head, and emotions. So we'll see. Typically there's more than one for each of those, so we'll pick which one it comes up we're supposed to work on. Giovanna's got mood poisoning. Oh no. Well, I hope being here tonight elevates your mood, Giovanna. All right, so Jeffrey. No, good for Jeffrey having sinus stuff too. Although, is it allergies and because you're both related, you're allergic to the same things? Okay, let's see if I got everybody. All right, so I think I got everybody, but I'm going to go through the list. If I missed you, please forgive me and just put yourself back in the comments, okay? But here is who I have right now. Angel Knight, Nancy, Harmonious, Serene, DGZ, Baja, Susan, Christina, Giovanna, Jeffrey. And I know eventually I'll probably get a few more. So I'll probably get Marina, who usually says whatever's most important to work on. Oh, Giovanna says she's feeling better already. Fabulous. Oh, and there's Melanie. Uterine. Oh, and there's Marina. Ooh, that's a cool one, Marina. And so twice I've turned on the captioning, but because part of you are on YouTube, part of you are on Facebook. And let's see if that does anything. It wouldn't be so bad if this was a free service, but this is a paid service. So it's rather annoying that very often things don't work very well. Okay, so I think we'll see if that lasts. I know last month it did not last. Okay, so going back to chat. Okay. So Marina wants to support improving ability to learn. That's fabulous. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I've added Melanie and Marina. And so if I missed you, please put yourself in the comments. But I think I've got everyone. Oh, Susan. Got to add Susan. Susan. Quality of sleep. Okay. All right, so I'm going to grab my list. I think I'm just going to use my simple list today. What's this other little extra one? Okay. So the first three we've got tonight, we're going to do Angel Knight, Nancy O, and Harmonious. So Angel Knight wants to work on throat and sinus issues. And we'll see what comes up. So with this, a lot of the work that I do is based on a book called The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson, dealing with trapped emotions, often being the basis for many different things. Physical, emotional, mental. All right, Angel Knight. I'm getting the energy of unworthy. Let me get an age for you. About 26. So ages are the hardest thing, but usually I can narrow it down to about a year. So 25, 26, 27, something happened that you felt extremely unworthy. And so with this, I know I've got some healers in the room. When I give the trapped emotion, please help assisting me in clearing that, because it will make it more better. Yeah, that's not technically the right English term, is it? It will be an improvement. And there's a story behind that, because I used to just clear everything. And at one point, I had a client who had been a regular for a while, and we realized that when I was the one doing the clearing, that it left a slight residual for each trapped emotion, and eventually it added up to be significant. But if she helped while I did, most of the heavy lifting, even if she just said a prayer or a thought that this trapped emotion release, it helped. So we're going to release and remove unworthy for Angel Night. So with that, I always check to see if it released, and then I make sure that we fill any voids with healing, love, and light. All right, Nancy O is next, and she's got psoriasis. Getting the energy of unsupported for Nancy. Let me get an age for you, Nancy. 23, so like 22, 23, 24, something in there. Releasing and removing. That did release. And I think I'm going to give Nancy a bonus. So here's my favorite little book. I'm looking up psoriasis. Usually it tells energetically and emotionally what's going on. And so let's see. So Nancy, you'll have to go back and listen to the replay. But here is potential emotional energies that are possibly playing a role for psoriasis. And if any else of you have psoriasis, do the replay. So insecure, rejected, irritated, needing to find someone to blame rather than taking responsibility, suppressing feelings until they erupt in anger, carrying deep disappointments, self-hatred and punishment, feeling lost, like you don't know where you belong. So typically I say if you have at least half of these, you should work on clearing and or healing these. Well, there's Anne-Marie. Welcome, Anne-Marie. We're just getting started, Anne-Marie, so let me know if there's anything you want to work on. So Harmonious, Serene, and DGZ is next. So Harmonious wants to work on financial stability. Let's see if we can help her a bit with that. So I'm getting the energy of panic. Harmonious. Let me get an age for that. Getting like age 19 or so. So 18, 19, 20. Some type of something that caused you to panic. So I'm getting that released. All right. Next, Serene, hypothyroidism. Let's see if there is an emotion playing a role. And for some of you, one or two trapped emotions can make a big difference. For others, especially if you're older, the more you tap things down and not deal with them, oftentimes the more it takes to heal. So just be aware. I know with my heritage, we tap things down. We tap everything down. So, all right. So, hypothyroidism. Indecisiveness, Serene. Let me get an age. You are welcome, Harmonious. Indecisiveness. So, Serene, I'm getting around age 17. So 16, 17, 18. And I know sometimes, 17, 18, that's oftentimes big decisions to be made. You're ending high school. What are you going to be as an adult? What are you going to do? Lots of choices. And sometimes it can be super stressful. So oftentimes that's playing a role. So releasing and removing the energy of indecisiveness from Serene. That did release. So next I've got DGZ and then Baha and Susan. I've got two Susans. So this is Susan D and then I've got Susan J. All right, so DGZ. So getting the energy of guilt, DGZ. Oh, there's NA Tara. Welcome. All right, let's see what DGZ, let's see what age we get. Serena, I'm so sorry. All right, let's see. I need an age for DGZ. I'm getting guilt around 22. So 21, 22, 23. So let's go ahead and release that. And I tell you, you're definitely not too late. So if you want to just put in the comments what you want to work on. So releasing and removing guilt for DGZ. So I'm getting that released. Next we've got Baha, Susan D, and Christina. So Baha, lower back and liver. I'm getting, there's some connection, so we're going to see what that is as far as an emotion goes. It's the energy of insecurity. Let's get an age. $17. So, Baha. So 16, 17, 18. You are very welcome, Serene. Okay, next, Susan D. So Susan D, I think she said this was 6 weeks ago, fractured her right humerus. And then she wrote shoulder. So I'm assuming the humerus is in the shoulder. So let's see what comes up with that. So I'm getting the energy of stubbornness, Susan D. And stubbornness, some of these, it's not as terrible of an emotion, but sometimes if you're really locked into stubbornness, sometimes you should work on releasing things. All right, so I am adding NA Tarot. Oh, release trauma from surgeries. That's awful. So I'm going to add something to that because sometimes the drugs and the anesthesias also adds to the trauma. Okay. All right, so I need to get an age for Pete. leg ulcer. That sounds painful. All right, going back to Susan D. I'm getting an age for the energy of stubbornness. And so sometimes when something happens to a body part, where maybe you have an accident, and other times maybe you've, fallen on your knee and you're fine, but other times maybe you broke something and you are not quite sure what the difference is. But sometimes when you have trapped emotions in a place, it draws the injury to it. Okay, so stubbornness, and it also sometimes can prevent healing as well as it should. All right, so stubbornness for Susan D. Sorry, just a little distracted tonight too. All right, so 28 Susan D. So 27, 28, 29, some type of event where you really locked in and were very determined about something. And it wasn't a positive thing, because otherwise it wouldn't come up. Okay, NA Tarot. So this is a good time to clear if you're doing another surgery. All right. So next I've got Christina, Giovanna, and Jeffrey on deck. So I think we'll do Christina. We'll do our second healing pulse of the night. And then we'll come back to the list, okay? Sure, if we have time, we'll do good luck, bad luck button. I know that's one of your favorites, Angel Knight. All right, so Christina is asking about cellulitis, heart, head, and emotion. So I'm going to see if there's one we should focus on, or sometimes if they're all related, I'll do all of them. And they're not all related, although they could be, but not in this instance. We're going to work on the cellulitis and see if there is an emotional component that's causing it. Oh, this is an inherited one. We haven't had one of these in a while. So it's the energy of conflict. And so with trapped emotions, they can be transferred down the bloodline. It doesn't always affect everyone, but it can affect a number of people. So let's see where this came from for Christina. So I start with, did this start with mom or dad? So this started dad's side. So then did it start with dad? No. So then I asked, did it start with grandpa, grandma? Okay, so it started with grandpa. So your dad's dad. So let me get an age for him. So this is conflict, some type of emotional conflict, which could also be physical, but the energy of the emotion was for your grandpa. Let's see how old your grandpa was when this happened. He was like 26. So 25, 26, 27, something in there. And so with this, I'm setting the intention to release from your entire bloodline, whoever is affected. So releasing from Christina and Christina's family, her dad's dad, and anyone else affected in the family. Okay. That did release. So we're going to do the second healing pulse. And when we come back, we're going to work on Giovanna, Jeffrey, and Melanie. And then after that, we've got Marina, Susan J, Annie Taro, and Pete. All right, so with the second healing pulse, it's basically the same as the first, but I know there's a few of you that have come in afterwards. So I want you, or after we gave instructions. So with this healing pulse, I want you to think about, is there some more physical that you want to receive the energy, like Pete? So with your leg ulcer, that would be a great thing to send energy to. And so if there's something that you can't reach, or maybe you don't want to touch, you would put your hand above it or imagine your hand. And so this can also help with emotional things. You just need to think about, where does that emotion live in my body? And so I want you to rub your hands together. Place your hands where you want to send the energy. Or if you can't reach it, because sometimes there's some back areas you can't reach. And like, Pete, I'm not sure if you can touch your ulcer. But if you put your hand over it, or just imagine. So imagine my hands on yours. And the most important part is you just allow the energy to flow. With each breath in, imagine that. With each breath in, imagine that the healing goes a little deeper, a little further. With each breath out, you are releasing what needs to be released. Maybe it's not even yours. So just breathe in, allowing the healing to go further. Breathe out. In and out. Okay, that was healing pulse number 2. I hope that was helpful. Let me know how you're doing. All right, next we've got Giovanna. She has mood poisoning, which is terrible, but I'm glad you're here, Giovanna. Let's see if there's something from your past that's almost encouraging this. Wonderful, Anne-Marie. Although maybe not so wonderful. I mean, I'm glad you responded, but survival. Oh, Anne-Marie. Times are tough all over. Okay, going back to Giovanna. Let's see. I'm getting the energy of hopelessness, which that sort of makes sense with the mood poisoning, because then it's easier to be down. Let me get an age for the hopelessness. Wow, you were just 8, so little. So this has been with you most of your life. So somewhere 7, 8, 9. So let's release and remove the energy of hopelessness. And so, Giovanna, I can't remember if this is your first time here or second, but if you are not familiar with healing and release, just say a little prayer, a little hope, that you're releasing the energy of hopelessness from when you were quite young. Okay, so that released. All right, Jeffrey is next. Jeffrey has some sinus issues. So I'm getting creative insecurity. So that's playing a role. So let's see an age for Jeffrey. So I'm getting like age 5. So another really young. So 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. You're welcome, Susan. Susan D. and Giovanna. Very welcome. So let's release and remove the creative insecurity because you've had that for a very long time. So that did release. Okay, next we've got Melanie D. And she wrote down uterine. Let's see if there's a trapped emotion that's contributing to that. I'm getting the energy of panic. Let me get an age for this. Getting like age 26. So 25, 26, 27, something in there. Some type of event that caused you to panic. And I can just feel my heart going and going. So we're going to release and remove the energy of panic. Okay, so that did release. All right, so I just have to grab something. Okay, so Marina is next. So Marina has been exploring some things, and she wants to support improving her ability to learn. So that's a fabulous one. So I'm getting the energy of self-abuse is playing a role in sort of blocking learning as easily as you want. So let's get rid of that. Let me get an age. Oh, you were really young too, like 5. So somewhere 4, 5, 6, something in there that you were extra hard on yourself. So let's release and remove self-abuse for Marina. Okay, so that released. Susan J is looking to improve her quality of sleep. So I'm getting the energy of unsupported. And this could be unsupported by other people. It could also be unsupported by the universe or whatever your personal beliefs are. So let me get an age for this. I'm getting around 28. So 27, 28, 29 for Susan J. So let's go ahead and release this energy. You are welcome, Marina. All right. So Susan J, that has released. So in a tarot, she's had multiple surgeries, so she wants to release the trauma of the surgeries, which could also include, drugs or anesthesia. So I also want to release an emotion with this, not just the trauma, but release the energy. Oh, the emotion is despair. Oh, any tarot, I'm sorry. But let's definitely get rid of this. Let me get you an age for the despair. I'm getting like age 26, so 25, 26, 27. Let's go ahead and release that and release the trauma. You are very welcome, Susan. Susan Janice. Okay, so that released. So we're going to do 2 more. We're going to do Pete and Anne-Marie, and then we'll do our 3rd healing pulse. So Pete's got a leg ulcer. We'll see if there's an emotional, energetic type reason. So I'm getting the energy of lack of control. And let me get an age for this. Getting around age 36, Pete. So 35, 36, 37, some type of event where you just didn't have control and it was pretty negative. So that energy is contributing to your leg issue. So let's go ahead and release and remove that. You are very welcome, Melanie. Okay, so that released. All right, so Anne-Marie, she's working on survival. And I know there's a lot of people that are. So let's see. So I've got the energy of frustration. Anne-Marie, let's get a age for that. So I'm getting something around age 39. So 38, 39, 40, Anne-Marie. So let's go ahead and release that. And Anne-Marie can help because she's a healer too. Okay, so that did release. And so if I missed anybody that you typed in, if you could retype it in, because I must have missed you. But in the meantime, let's do the 3rd healing pulse. So think about where you want to receive the energy, whether it be for a physical condition or an emotional thing. If it's emotional, think about where you feel things. Like if it's anxiety, where do you feel your anxiousness? And so rub your hands together. Place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Or if you can't reach it, just imagine that your hands are there. Imagine my hands are on top of yours. And then most importantly, allow the energy to flow because you're getting your healing energies plus mine. Breathe. Breathe. For those of you who do breath work, this is a perfect time to add breath work. Oftentimes I do the box breath. You're very welcome, Emery. I really hope that helps. So we did get a request for a good luck, bad luck button. So if you are interested in that, we will do that right after we finish the healing pulse. Okay, so that was the 3rd healing pulse. Usually if the energy resonates with people, the 2nd or 3rd pulse is usually the most powerful and they feel it the most. Although, as I said, not everybody responds to everything, sort of like traditional medicine. Okay, so I'm going to add RS to the list. So this is good luck, bad luck. And so if you want to just put a Y for yes, in the chat. I will add you. So first on the list is RS Fitness. And the premise of this is your good luck button should always be on. Your bad luck button should always be off. All right, here we go. All right, so Angel Knight, I can add Jeffrey to. Jeffrey, Serene, Harmonious, Marina, Christina, Susan J, Anne Marie, let's see. Oh, and then we've got in a tarot. Okay, so I think I got everybody ready. Probably. All right. Ooh, I missed some people. It must have scrolled too fast. So Angel Knight, Jeffrey, Serene, Nancy, Harmonious, Giovanna, Melanie, Marina, Christina, Susan J, Anne Marie, Anne Tarot, okay, I think I got everybody. Well, let's just see, because at some point it jumped on me. But as always, if you've got something in the comments and I miss it, please put it back in. So here's my list. RS Fitness, Angel Knight, Jeffrey, Serene, Harmonious, Marina, Christina, Susan J, Anne Marie, Anne Tarot, Nancy O, Giovanna, and Melanie. Okay, so if I missed saying your name and you want to be included, basically I check to see if your good luck button's on and that your bad luck button is off. And if you're flipped around, we change things up. All right, so let me just get my little, because I write everything down. Yeah, so here's all my little stuff here. So sometimes it's interesting because sometimes there's patterns. Okay, so I've got half. Let me just see. Okay, I'm halfway through the good lucks. So let's just see. Oh, I need to add Pete. Oh, and Rick and Max. Okay, I think I got everybody now. All right, let's see. Okay, so we've got 3 that your good luck button is off. So Anne Marie, Giovanna, and Melanie. So we're going to flip that the other way. But first, we're going to check the bad luck button. So with this, the bad luck button should be off. So let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm writing down my initials here. Okay, I'm halfway done with the bad luck stuff. Okay, so we have 2 that the bad luck is on. So Anne Marie and Melanie. So both Anne Marie and Melanie are having a heck of a time because they're both flip flop. So that means you don't have any good luck, only bad luck. So we're gonna change that. All right, so we're gonna flip the good luck on for Anne Marie, Giovanna, and Melanie. So turning on the good luck. All right, so let me check and see. Is Anne Marie's good luck button on? Yes. Giovanna, is your good luck button on? Yes. Melanie, is your good luck button on? Yes. Okay, now the bad luck. We've got Melanie and Anne Marie. So we need to get those flipped off. So with Anne Marie, we're going to flip off her bad luck button. And then Melanie, 2. So Anne Marie and Melanie. Okay, so is Anne Marie's off? Yes. Is Melanie's off? Yes. Okay. So I hope that helps, especially so for Anne Marie and Melanie, who had both flipped. And then luckily Giovanna only had 1, but still, to not have any good luck, that's important. So let's end with our aura strengthening. And so the importance of aura strengthening is that you can repel negativity, which, as you know, it's rampant everywhere. It's not, for me, it's just people are so nasty about so many things. That's the hard part for me. It's just, if you can't be civil, keep it to yourself. So instead of being just so awful, so awful. So, okay. So with this, we're going to send energy to our aura. And so you can use healing pulse energy if you want. But I also like you to get used to using just your very own energy. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. So either one, it's up to you. So I want you to rub your hands together, get that energy flowing. And then I want you to start beaming that energy out to the very edge of your aura. And imagine that edge of your aura getting thicker and stronger and brighter. I also like to put in just a hint of reflectivity, because the people that are spewing some hatred, I like it to reflect back on them. Now, you don't want to go full on mirror, because that way people don't see you. They run into you, and especially if you're driving, not a good thing. So just do a hint of reflectivity. And so then here's one more fun little thing. So with this, I want you to think about what you're lacking. Like right now, what emotion, what energy would be helpful? Do you need courage? Do you need love? Do you need joy? Do you need support? Do you just need a hug? Fill up your bubble in your aura with what you need. So not only are you strengthening your aura, but you're filling it up with really good stuff. Okay? Some of you really need this tonight. Oh, Melanie put grace. That's wonderful. I'm going to fill mine up with joy. Seems like the older I get, it's harder for me to find the joy. And it shouldn't be that hard. Although tonight was fun. A bit of joy in my life. So thank you all for showing up. I will be here again November 1st. I always plan on doing a second one, but sometimes I'm just tired. So we'll see. Oh, Giovanna, thank you. Harmonious, that's wonderful too. So fabulous. I didn't do a commercial, but if you're interested, I do healing in private sessions. I do free consultations. So if you want to know what else do I do, it's sort of like tonight, only it's a lot more. So on a free night, I really focus on things that are quick and simple, but sometimes it can be a lot more complex, and I never know what's going to come up. You know, sometimes we do deep dives into, you know, really what's going on and follow stuff down the rabbit hole. Sometimes there's entities or other nastiness, but other times it's, you know, a lot of emotions. So in dealing with how you're working with your life right now. So thank you so much. And if I don't talk to you soon, I hope to talk to you next month. Have a good night. Bye.